And
Well, that's part of what your program is here, is helping young artists, and we're really thrilled to have a couple of them in our show this year as well.
we do. We have two young printmakers here. We have Jesus and Caroline, and I've been working with Jesus now for maybe about 4 years. And Caroline came in this year and also wanted to learn art and printmaking and painting and all that. And we believe that here at Ventura, we believe that printmaking process helps the students both use their mind and their heart to figure out how they're going to do their work. Artists can be too heart-oriented, too emotionally oriented, and so we also try to get artists to think a lot about what they're doing. And as you know, with printmaking, there's the simplest form of printmaking could have 5 stages to it. So if you want to get to Z, you got to go A, B, C, D. You got to go down the line and get everything done in the proper order. So Jesus and Caroline have been working really hard on their prints in here, mainly doing reduction block prints. And Jesus right now is working on a aquatint piece that hopefully we should have that done here this week as well. So I think everybody's going to be real curious to see their work. Their work is so good that we're showing it in the gallery with the other professional artists, people who have been artists for 20, 30, 40 years.
Well,
so we believe in them.
Look at what inspires your art. You talk about being out in nature. I know a lot of this painting behind us, and a lot of your work does draw from nature.
Well, in this piece,
with its twist.
this piece comes from a series. As a lot of people might know, I do series of work. And in a series, it's a body of work that goes through the whole narrative. It goes through the poetry of that series. It has to be something that I'm experiencing, almost what I would call like a journal entry. And living out here in the West now for all these years, especially out here in the Valley. And one of the things that I notice, and this is part of the Still Life Landscape series, is that the history here sits on the surface of everything. It's like it's a hard surface. It's like the surface is this ground that holds arrowheads, but it also holds rusty nails, and it holds old foundations and things of mining camps that used to be there. And part of the Still Life Landscape series is to convey the poetry of the desolation, the isolation of the West, where all of that history is right there, sharing the same ground. And so the buildings, like this is this building, but it could be a Volkswagen sitting out there. And
it's a boarded up building in this case.
Yeah, and so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to convey it as a still life object. Like it might as well be an apple or a banana sitting on a plate. And instead it's sitting on this hard surface, the surface of the West, and what happened. And the paintings are supposed to ask more questions than they answer. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, this is Culebra Peak here in the background, and the Sangre de Cristo is just up the way here. But this building is actually in Green River, Utah. It's an old bank building that I fell in love with in Green River. And so I just placed it out there.
It easily looks like it could be here, though, from here. I mean,
yeah.
There's a consistency across these communities across the West.
Yeah, and a lot of these paintings, I'm also trying to convey that the objects in the pieces are almost toy-like. Like they could be either lifted off or moved by some giant hand or something. Not to suggest mobility, but that at one point in time that thing was cared for and it was loved. Just like a toy, so.
Well, that might be a good segue into our art show and the purpose, and we're so excited to have you again with us this year. And that.
Well, it's a fantastic show that you guys put on up there.
Thank you. And the purpose of it is to support, conservation of these landscapes and these working ranches and farms in the San Luis Valley along the Rio Grande. Yeah,
and being being somebody who lives in the headwaters of an immense watershed like the Rio Grande, you realize how every ounce of water, every stream, every brook is important to the drinking water and to that water that's used in the fields to grow the food and on and on and on. And so, I mean, all of that is so critical to living out here in the West. And I was, years ago when I was reading the journals of John Wesley Powell, he was talking about how he didn't believe that people should live in the West because there wasn't that much water. And it was too late by the time he was on his way to Washington. Yeah, people were already moving out here. So now that people are here, it has to be conserved, and it has to be taken care of. So it's a fantastic cause.
Thank you. Well, that's what we're working on, and we're looking forward to having you and this young artist from the Ventura Open Press Project and a lot of other great artists here in South Fork.
Yeah, your show contains a number of who's who in the art world, and obviously they all believe in it and really want to make the show the big hit that it was last year. It's going to be even bigger this year, I'm sure of it.
Well, thank you. And thanks again for having me here.
No problem.
We're looking forward to the Keep the Rio Grande Grand, the second annual in South Fork on August 15th, Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. And you can learn more at our website, www.riograndelandtrust.org. And why don't we put your website on here too, if people want to see more of your work.
My website is randypijoan.com, and my last name is spelled Pijoan.com.
Great.
So
well, lots of beautiful work to see on your website, and look forward to seeing you in August.
It'll be fun. Let's do it.
Great. Thanks, Randy.
Thank you.